So let's go over one that has first been confirmed. This coming from Rocco Miller. He reports that Syracuse Basketball will host Youngstown State on November 16th. That's part of its non-conference schedule. So once again, Youngstown State on November 16th. It's a home game for Syracuse Basketball. So that's another game that's added to its non-conference slate. This is another one that has been in the rumor mill for quite a while because it makes sense for the two schools to pair together. But Chris Carlson from the Post-Standard, he reported recently that the Orange are in talks with Moyne to have a non-conference game against each other. So you got one game confirmed against Youngstown State. That is such a hard word. That is so hard to say. That is like a tongue twister. Youngstown State is confirmed, and Moyne is unconfirmed, but certainly possible. Here are my thoughts about these two schools. I'm going to assume that both of them will be on Syracuse's non-conference slate next season. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. I'm in a good mood today, I guess, because everything's all peachy, roses, and all good. This is perfect. This is exactly what I'm talking about to add in your non-ACC games from here on out. This is exactly what Syracuse needed to do. You need more cupcakes. You need cupcakes to the schedule. Youngstown State, that's a cupcake. You got to win that game on November 16th. That is a circled win. And Moyne, that's also a circled win. If you don't beat Moyne, we got a problem. Especially if you don't beat Moyne. You got to beat Moyne. So these are two cupcake games. It makes a lot of sense to add these cupcakes because, listen, this non-conference slate for Syracuse is not getting any easier. Did you guys happen to catch the news recently with Texas basketball? Because Syracuse might have to play Texas in the Legends Classic. They're going to have to play one of Texas or Texas Tech. Okay? But did you catch the news with Texas? They recently added someone in the transfer portal. His name is Arthur Kaluma. He is a 4-star transfer. They added him late, but better late than never. And so now that roster is even better than what it was before. Arthur Kaluma, a 4-star transfer, former Syracuse recruit. Syracuse tried to get Arthur Kaluma out of high school, and he's a very good college basketball player. And Texas just got him. It's not getting any easier. So what I mean by that is now Syracuse, as I said when I broke down the non-conference schedule for you guys maybe a couple weeks ago and my thoughts of it, the overall takeaways. And then I said in the last part of it what Syracuse still needs to add to it because they still need to add a couple of games to the schedule. And I said point blank, they got enough challenges on the schedule. They got Texas and or Texas Tech. They got at Tennessee. That's going to be a tough one. Georgetown, they still suck. At home is not going to be as easy as it has been the past few seasons. They should be a much more improved team. There's others that I'm blanking on off the top of my head. Oh, Maryland, another one. Maryland's not going to be an easy game. They got challenges in their non-conference schedule. My point was they need to add more circled wins. Games that you're playing because you need to play a certain amount of games. Point blank. So Youngstown State, I said that right this time, and Moyne, they fit the profile. They fit the profile of teams that are Division I, so they will count, but you should definitely beat them. Now, as far as the key in those games, the key will not necessarily beating them. Obviously, like, you cannot lose them, but it's also too, as I have said before, you want to make sure you blow them out. You got to blow out these teams. Last year, Syracuse blew out Chaminade by 50, which would have been great if Chaminade was a Division I team, but they were not, so it didn't count towards the net. These teams will count towards the net. They will count. So you want to blow them out because they are teams that you are expected to blow out, right? Like if Syracuse beat Maryland in a blowout, that would be unbelievable. But really, Syracuse, all they have to do against Maryland is hopefully win the game. And with Tennessee, it'd be great if they could win. But with Tennessee, you're kind of like, if they can keep it close, that would be fine too. Just keep it close. It won't hurt them that much in the net. But when it comes to these two games, like Youngstown State and Moyne, yeah, you have to obviously win. Like that is like priority number one. It's kind of like being in a bunker in golf. Like priority number one is getting the ball out of the bunker, and then priority number two is getting it close to the hole. When it comes to these games against Youngstown State and Moyne, priority number one is win, but then priority number two is win big. You have to win big, right? You don't want to win by 5 points, 7 points, 10 points, and then all of a sudden it hurts the net. The net will take point differential into account. So you have to make sure that when you're playing these inferior teams, you blow them out. Blow them out of the water. So once again, Rocco Miller recently reported that Syracuse basketball is going to play Youngstown State on November 16th. That is going to be a home game for Syracuse basketball in its non-conference games. And Chris Carlson from the Post-Standard recently reported that Syracuse and Moyne are in talks for a non-ACC game as well. So the Orange could be they have one confirmed non-conference game added and could have another one on the way. And I will, of course, let you guys know when Syracuse either adds Moyne or adds any other team to its non-conference slate. They still need to add, by my count, 2 more, not including Moyne, to its non-conference games. I believe 2 more is what's needed.